Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buck Sweet Sports Podcast, presented to you by A10 Studios. Want to apologize. We're running a little bit late this evening. Was having some technical difficulties, and we're live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Just check Instagram. Instagram's good. Um, don't usually have any problems with Facebook, so we should be good up there. Um, Once again, want to apologize. Running about 30 minutes late. Having some technical difficulties, some issues with the audio. Hopefully everyone can hear us good up here. But appreciate those your patience and those that will be joining us this evening. This is our Friday night recap show, recapping all the games from the round four games for Friday night. Once again, like I said, man, the show is presented to you by A10 Studios, man. Make sure y'all swing by A10 Studios, give them a like, share, follow, check out all the great content. Appreciate them sponsoring this video. If you're not aware, man, we're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All of our handles are down there at the bottom. If you see the ticker down there at the bottom, like I said, for those that don't use Facebook or Instagram, we're live on YouTube. Plenty of different ways to check us out. Appreciate those coming joining us. Like I said, feel free to comment. Got a lot of great games to go over. Share your comments. Shout out your players. Shout out your schools. Any questions you may have. That's why we do the live shows, man. We like the engagement. So just talk to us in the chat. Expecting should be a group of Tarboro fans uh, coming on the talk with us this evening. I know they got a lot to say. They're saying like what some of the comments from last week, but yeah, like I said, we're what we welcome. Like I said, we always welcome any engagement. Hey, that's a whole new audience coming in there, so we come on in, man. But of course, keep it civil. But
Keep it
joining me this evening,
respectful.
yeah, joining me this evening, man. I got Coach Brandon Maynard and Brandon Blackwell. Um, Hopefully, Magic can join us a little bit later. But fellas, how y'all doing this evening?
Doing great. Doing great.
Doing fantastic, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be with you guys and with our fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, once again, man, let me apologize. Like I said, just technical difficulties, man. The wonders and joys of technology. It's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I did do some cursing this evening. I apologize. but let's go ahead and get this show started. Like I said, man, we're gonna recap these round four matchups that we had this Friday night. A lot of great games. Our Buck Sweet Sports covers teams in action. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the scoreboard and we'll get started, man. And we might as well nip this one in the butt like right out the bat, man. We're gonna start in the 1A because that seemed to be where the most discussion was at after our last show. Real quick, pull up the scoreboard.
Chris Carr. Hey, absolutely my guy. Absolutely my guy.
Oh yes, sir. Like I said, man, we really enjoyed covering all these these Sampson County schools, Duplin County schools this season. All the schools that don't get talked about as much on the main platforms as much. So we really had a good time this year, bringing a lot of attention to you guys and all you great players and these great programs we got here in the area. Like I said, man, east of 95. If you're not in a big city, you really don't get the attention that some of these other programs are getting, and that's what the whole reason why we're doing this. I mean, so like I said, when we see players and parents, appreciative of what we're doing, I mean that's what it's all about, man. So like I said, man, as much as much hate as we get sometimes. The love always outweighs the hate. So, like I said, man, we're gonna go ahead and get this in the butt out the gate. We'll start with the 1A games. 1A East, Tarboro defeating Pender County 50-0 in a game where, I mean, hey, that's Tarboro. I talked about it last week, man. I talked about what they've done the last 7 years, representing the 1AA East or 1A East before for the realignment. Uh, Basically had the entire East on lock. They're just different. You know what I'm saying? That's so when I see that score, it doesn't really surprise me. Just total domination, man. And when it comes to Pender, man, you get a team like a running base team like Pender out there rhythm early on. It just spells disaster, and it just looks like, man, like Tarboro jumped on them and then let up, man. Like I said, you don't see too many running clocks at this point in the playoffs, and for them to put a running clock on, that just, like I said, you know, just shows exactly what we already knew, man. That's Tarboro. They just one of those teams. They're different. But for you gentlemen, man, any comments on Tarboro versus Pender?
Yes, Jordan Holland. All of us picked except for Chris for them to lose. Not saying Tarboro couldn't have won. Tarboro really belongs in the 3A, 2A bracket, but that's a whole nother headline we could talk about. But they stick around in 1A and beat up on little 1A teams. But Tarboro runs 1A East really. Them and Mount Airy run 1A for the past how long, Chris? About 10 years?
That's been the 1A championship the last two
Yeah.
years.
I
But I mean,
mean,
there's like I
they're
said,
hungry.
In the East, it's all Tarboro.
Right.
In the West, you'll have Mount Airy. I think they had like East Surrey one year come out of there back
Right,
when they were
right.
1A. But for the most part, in the East, Tarboro runs that thing, man.
I mean, hats off to Tarboro holding, keeping that running attack at bay from Pender, man. Just like y'all, we're not perfect either. We're gonna be wrong on picks. Unfortunately, if we were always right, the show would be boring. So, but
That's what I'm saying, man. I was like, man, we always when it comes to sports, man. You want to make a bold prediction every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody went, you know, chalk. This would be a 5 minute show, and all right, well, we're done. And like I said, it's boring, man. Like I said, everybody has their thoughts and opinions. Anybody can be anybody on any given night. I don't.
right,
Like I said, it was a. Cause I got to nip this in the butt real quick, man. It was some stuff being said online like we guaranteed Tarboro that Tarboro. I was like, hold up, no one ever guaranteed anything. Those guys picked Pender. They gave their reasoning. And I mean, it wasn't meant to be disrespectful. Like I was trying to explain to somebody in the comments, we covered. We got our 14 teams that we covered.
right.
Um, I mean, like I said, we don't. Well, this was like the first time this year that I've asked you guys to speak on Tarboro. I mean, you're not going to know all the ins and outs about them. Especially if you're not covering them every week. So for the
Here,
people that
less
are saying, well,
honestly.
those guys are talking about Tarboro and they got everything wrong. Well, I mean, if they haven't watched them every week, you don't. Oh, I mean, no one up here claims to be uh,
An expert.
a subject matter expert on every single team in North Carolina. You know how many football programs there are in North Carolina? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
instead of
look how many are just in the East.
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, like I said, they were pretty harsh on you guys because I guess you wasn't getting everything exactly right. And like I said, I laid out kind of a brief you know um overview of Tarboro and what they've done. But hell, I don't know exactly every single damn thing about them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure I probably got some stuff, mixed up. I mean, and that's gonna happen. I mean, look, like just like this coming up week, we're gonna be talking about like all the the regional finals. Cardinal Gibbons and Roseville. Those are really good football programs, but I don't know that much about them. I'm gonna have to do some, I'm gonna have to do some reading or whatever. But my thing is, we're some average Joes up here. We're doing this for fun. I'm not gonna sit up here and ask these guys to sit here and I already, they already sacrificed enough time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, hey, look, I need you guys to, take 4 hours out of each day up until Wednesday to study these teams to make sure blah blah blah. No, I'm not gonna ask you guys to do that. I mean, like I said, we come up here, we try to do a little bit of reading up and give a a best make a pick on our best way we can, man. I mean, so if some stuff gets if everything's not perfect, we apologize. We say we're not perfect. We don't know everything about everything, but
But
that's all I'm saying.
it's
So,
like this. It also, like, you got to think about it. Like, we're up here, some of us coach at other schools, some of us have kids at other schools. Like, we're mainly up here to highlight athletes. We talk about the football games, we talk about the teams because that's part of it. We cover the games, but you got to understand. Sometimes we're picking for what we want, not necessarily what we know the likely outcome is going to be. Like,
Right.
well, y'all heard me talk about Tarboro the other day playing Pender. I said I want Penner to beat Tarboro because I'm tired of hearing it. I said, but at the same time, I want Tarboro to win because I'd like a shot at him if we get to that next round. I was like, because I want to line up against him. Basically, like Chris said right after that was, hey, if you're gonna be the best, you got to beat the best. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the whole thing. So whoever's picking for whoever to win, you know what I'm saying? Like, we might just be doing it because we're tired of hearing about a particular team, or we're looking at the big picture for whatever other school that we got high hopes for, and we're just like, okay, so if this team wins, it would be more beneficial or make more sense for us to face this team. So we're gonna pick it the way we feel, not necessarily the way the paper says, because what the paper says is J.H. Rose should have never made it to face 71st, but
exactly.
they did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Matter of fact, all 8 double seeded teams.
right. Right. It all said they shouldn't have been where they are, but we were. You know what I'm saying? They were there. So, I mean, you gotta look at it like that too. I mean, there's upsets in football for a reason. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, like, if you sit here and watch this show and hear us just cutting up, having fun, bringing y'all a little bit of news, shining some light on y'all's program, shining some light on y'all's athletes, and you hear something you don't like, and y'all get your panties in a bunch and get offended and start coming for us, bro. Insecure. Insecurity ain't cute on nobody. I mean, I'm just saying, we just up here having fun. We ain't getting paid. I mean, if y'all want to start sending us a check, I mean, by all
Hey,
means,
look, yeah, if you want
we'll
now, if
put
you
our
want to,
addresses.
now, I
Now,
was
I
saying
ain't giving none of y'all my
you want,
address. Y'all
you
talk
want,
too much. I ain't giving none of y'all my
and,
address. But hey, I'll
and
throw a
look,
cash app down that thing.
and if
You
you
know
want
what I'm
to pay
saying?
me, if you want to pay me, I will start. I will study in the ins and out of everything.
Exactly.
Like, you
Exactly.
understand? Like, I
I
mean,
better tell you I better tell you where your quarterback go to church.
Hey,
You
look,
feel
boy,
me?
look, I'll have that film broke down. Like, boy, hey, look, I can tell you how many times I run this play, this way, that way. I know the right guard, social security number. I know the coach's favorite meal, all that. Yeah, you pay me.
but
Hey,
my
talking
point
about
my point is, like, if you know you if you think or you think or you believe in your heart of hearts that you're an unbeatable team and shouldn't, don't nobody want to see y'all. Nobody in this whole conference want to see y'all from east, west, north, south, wherever it is. They don't want to see y'all. Okay, it should not bother you for 1 second that we don't cover y'all as an unbeatable team, because bottom line is you gotta show up and play football. You gotta show up and play football.
That's that
And
regardless.
I mean, shit, I mean, anybody can lose. Anybody can lose. I mean, just like I said, look at J.H. Rose all the way to
look
the
at
fourth
Reedsville.
round, and they had 30 seed. I
Look
mean,
at Reedsville at the
look,
house.
right?
I
Look at
mean,
Reedville sitting at
there
home.
was there was two number one seeds that lost Friday night.
Right. So don't think for 1 second that I mean, we're gonna give credit where credit is due, but we're not gonna sit up here and predict nobody to just be untouchable, unbeatable. Because the bottom line is you got to show up and play your best game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And I'm
And that's what everybody should do. And there were some teams that played Friday night that are way better teams than what the school board shows. That are way better teams than what the outcomes were. But the outcomes were what they were. That could have very well been Tarboro. I
Hey,
I'm
mean,
trying.
talking
I'm
about
I'm still trying to figure out where I rewatch because I rewatch all our videos. So
right.
the whole I'm trying to figure out where we guaranteed that they would lose. I was like, oh, because if any of y'all, because normally I let y'all pop off, but if y'all would, one of y'all would say, hey, I guarantee Tom gonna lose Friday night. I'd be like, well, look, brother, I ain't a bad man, but I'll take that. Well, we put money on that. That's easy money. But nah, and they someone said we guaranteed Tarboro will lose, and we guaranteed Lakewood will win. I said,
Hey,
hold up, nobody ever guaranteed anything. What are you talking about? We made our picks the way we picked, whatever. Yeah, we wanted Lakewood to win. No one guaranteed anything. That's why I say I don't understand where. I guess when somebody hears something they don't like, they gotta add a little something on just to well, to get other people on board. I guess I don't know what it is, but I was like, come on, bro, ain't nobody ever, ain't nobody guarantee anything, man.
right, right. And you talking about knowing the right guards social. Harbaugh front offensive line, man. Did you see them guys?
Yeah, that's big
Bro, they
boys.
look like D1 offensive linemen, bro. All of them. Them jokers were huge compared to Pender High School guys.
But
Shout out to them though, man. 50-0 on the running clock. Sheesh.
they said they've really the last 2 weeks they've listening to their fans. They've kind of kicked it up another notch. So, and if you're Tarboro, man, your eyes are wide open right now because your Achilles heel the last 2 years in the state championship has been Mount Airy. And Mount Airy sitting at home right now, so they're feeling themselves now. Like you said, that was their their it seemed the
Uh-oh.
last 2 years that was their biggest obstacle. But
Uh-oh. Look at the
what's up?
chat.
so so
Look
that
at the
being
chat.
said, oh my bad.
Katina. Katina. It's okay. It's okay. We
Oh,
just
you
let
got
them
some
know.
James Keenan Wallace fans still going.
But hey, since you brought up Mount Airy, look, bro, I was super high on Mount Airy. They're usually the standard in the West, and I mean they've had some down years, but for the most part, they reign heavy in the West.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I've been saying the whole time, whoever wins the Tarboro versus whoever game, you might as well be ready to face Mount Airy. You know what I'm saying? So I've
Mount
been saying that the whole time. So if y'all want to be mad at me for that, y'all, I was wrong. I was wrong on
well,
that.
like,
Um,
we were saying, there are one seeds right now that we're playing Friday night. They practicing basketball this evening.
yeah,
Or tomorrow
you know,
evening. So
I mean, and it's just funny. Like there's no need in getting upset about it. I mean, bottom line is Mount Airy's been dominant, and I mean, I'll just call it like it is. I mean, just look at the big picture. Where's Mount Airy going to be next year? As far as we know from the realignment, they're going all the way to 3A. So they've
Mm.
been hanging out in the 1A, and they ain't even supposed to be here. Like, so yeah, knowing
That's
knowing their history
Tarboro
and
too.
knowing what a tough ball team that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sitting here and saying, oh yeah, like first off, you know they're already above the competition by numbers. They have more to choose from than the competition they're playing against, which is where your 1A, 2A, 3A, all the way to 8A comes from, is your number of actively enrolled students. So looking at the big picture, I was like, oh yeah, they got the West sealed. They got that locked down. They're gonna be right back in there this year. And look what happened. Look what happened. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
that was looking at that matchup from anywhere would have been saying the same thing. But look, they showed up, knowing that they couldn't lose, thinking they was unbeatable, knowing that they was gonna be sitting in that championship round. and they at the house.
Um,
So why
Tyquise is
couldn't
in
it
here
be
tonight.
anybody else?
Tyquise, man, you need to drop that. You need to drop that commitment date so I could be there, my boy.
Go ahead and tell us the school so I can get my shirts, my boy.
Right. I need my shirt. I need that gear so I can go ahead and
Yeah.
start to order my shirt, my hat, my hoodie, and be there on Saturdays.
For real.
My bad, y'all. I was trying to look at that the new classification list. Pull up, see some of these teams' numbers.
Bet. Tyquise
But
said he's gonna be dropping that date soon.
but now yeah, like we were just saying, man. Like I said, no disrespect to Tarboro, man. And if you're a Tarboro fan, even if somebody did doubt you, I mean, it shouldn't bother you that much. 'Cause at the end of the day, man, just point to the your banners up there. I mean, 7 straight years. I ain't worried about what no. If my team has won 7 straight regional championships and it's going to be playing in the regional championship again this Friday night. Probably going to make it 8 straight. I ain't worried about what nobody's saying, So it ain't bother me none. Go ahead and talk. But uh, any more comments on Tarboro versus Pender, man? I was checking up some of the stats, man. And it said Tarboro, man. Them boys, they said they just they said just too good, man. Just too good. Shout out to Coach Craddock. We talk about these how much coaching makes a difference, and you got somebody like that standing on the sidelines with the athletes they already have. It's no question why they've had the success that they've had over the past decade. But any more comments on Tarboro versus Pender?
Nah, man, just say
Congratulations, Tarboro.
congratulations. We'll be checking you out this
Congratulations,
Friday.
Lord knows, don't pick against. Oh
Oh,
man.
Oh, there ain't no way.
Our other 1A game we were covering Lakewood Lakewood fell to Wilson Prep 36-17. Um, was I was listening to this game. I was watching the Northeastern and James Keenan game, but I was listening to the Lakewood Wilson game, and my thing just like I said, we talk about football at this time of year. Just just the little mistakes, man, that added up. And I mean, we talk about when you're playing a good team. When you're playing a good team, they don't need your help. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, they don't need that. They don't need no extra help. So it was just a couple. One thing that stood out to me, right there before halftime, man, is 8-8. Lakewood's got the ball. At worst, you're going into the halftime tied. Try to reverse. Ball got on the ground. Um, End up being a turnover. End up leading to 6 points for Wilson Prep going into halftime. Um, like at the time, 6 points, you get the ball after halftime, no big deal. But just those mistakes, man, they add up in the second half. Credit Wilson Prep, man, they were really tough on defense.
yeah,
Really didn't allow Lakewood to don't have any really long sustained drives. Kept Lakewood's defense on the field, which I feel like eventually in the second half the guys kind of got tired,
Yeah, they did.
um, and led to and they said this strong defense and that offense continued to pound and pound and pound and pound and a cold on a really really cold night where everything hurts to tackle. Eventually, man, they just broke down. But I will got to credit Lakewood for not giving up. They continued to fight even when they got down, and just it was like I said, my overall thing, man, nothing to hang y'all heads about. Y'all had a absolutely outstanding season for Coach John Hope, for that to be your first year doing what you've done. That's if I don't know if they've given out or anybody's talked about conference awards or anything yet, but And the Carolina 1A conference, that's got to be your coach of the year, man. First year coach doing what he did with limited time to work with his team. So that's one thing I'm excited about as far as Lakewood's future goes. Coach John Holt and their staff getting a full off season to work with those kids. Now y'all do have 14 or 15 seniors that are graduating. That's going that's tough for any 1A program, but y'all do I said 15 out of 43. So you got a good group. You got a good group of kids returning, man. Your quarterback's a freshman.
Hmm.
One of your best running backs is a sophomore. I mean, like I said, you got Reed Ammons, you got Calvin Lacewell, Devin Jones will be back. Aiden Blackwell, some other kids on defense. Y'all got a good group of kids returning, and I'm really excited to see Coach Holt get a chance to have a full off season to work with those kids and really hammer down his program, get the kids get into those playbooks and stuff. And I'm like I said, Lakewood's not going anywhere, man. And also we got to add in, man. Y'all had a 7-1 conference champion JV team, so you're gonna get you're gonna get some boost from there. So it's like
Yes,
I said,
sir.
the future's bright, man. The future's bright. So yeah, definitely nothing to hang y'all heads about, man. And like I said, man, just great season and congratulations to Wilson Prep, man. Like that running back, those running backs were real, man. That 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 I guess the outside linebacker defensive end, was it Jordan Ham? That kid, like I said, I heard his name called a lot, man. That's a solid program, man. And you said, man, but like I said, nothing for Lakewood to hang their heads about.
Um, yeah, Coach Holt definitely needs to be considered for Coach of the Year, man. He got there late. Um, and then he's dealt with many injuries this year, man. Just plugging guys in. I mean, I've said it all year long, man. For them to be able to plug guys in all year long in different positions and still have the season that they've had, um, I hate to see what a full off season looks like for this man. Weight room, conditioning, um, plugging in his plays, continue to build his culture there. Definitely nothing to hang their hats on. Wilson Prep, on the other hand, they played a solid game. But I was like you, I was flipping back and forth between Lakewood and Northeastern and JK, and Coach Oates te- Coach Coach Oates tells our guys all the time, we're not wealthy enough to give the rich more money. Pretty much what you said a while ago. You you you, you just can't be giving it away what you don't have. I think the miscues was what really led to that, and it's cold. But I mean, Lakewood, you could tell the fight in Lakewood the whole game, regardless of what the score was. So, hats off to them. Wilson Prep, good luck. Good luck next Friday. Um, but yeah, that's all I got for them. And Lakewood will be 2A next year. Chase Johnson.
Yeah, I think Kevin Hunter had answered for him.
Oh, I ain't see him. My bad.
No, you good.
Well, is it my turn?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So I was boots on the ground, and I will say there was a time period where I did see the life leave. Um, it was it was just a moment, like you just knew in that moment, like right then, it was like, oh, here we go, like it's gonna be bad from here. Um, listen, and I think what was getting them, and this is what bothers me the most, like about the loss, like I could win, loses, whatever, like we're winners, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think what bothered me the most is we didn't lose to a team that is necessarily better than us.
That
Like
is that is a fact.
I feel like that we played and won against different competition this year. Um, I know there was a lot of talk. I was not super impressed. Um, I was more unimpressed with us. Um, our defense, like you said, dude, they held them. I mean, very first stop of the game. I mean, we stopped it, took over possession on the 5 yard line. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, our dudes was working, and I mean, and here's a weird thing. Like, our special teams were doing their part. Like, they were making a difference until one one kick got returned back, and it was like right then you could hear the wind leave some sails. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then, like you guys said, that six right before we went into halftime,
Yeah.
you seen a little bit more leave them, and I was like, no, don't do it. I was like, it's cool. Coach is gonna get them right. They gonna come back out at the half. You know what I'm saying? Like I know my boys are gonna pull it out. You know, they usually play tough in the third. So I was like, here we go. And we come out, thought we was about to do something, and it fizzled out. And then it was just at that point right there, the very first drive of the second half, and it didn't pan out. You just seen it. Like the energy just kind of left. And it was like, no, man, like this can't be it. And it was it. And you kind of heard it. It was a sentiment across the stands. You could see the energy leave. You could hear the energy leave, and you just heard everybody in the stage just, oh man, like everybody knew at that point right there, like it was a wrap. Um, now, like I said, our defense was working their butts off, but dude, it was 20.
Hmm.
I think it was 25 or 27 degrees when we left there. And let me tell you something. Our defense spent the majority of the game on the field playing ball.
Sure did.
And I don't know, I don't know when the last time y'all went and ran outside when it was cold was, but let me tell you something.
Oh, I
You
know.
you got you go out there for just 15 minutes and run around and suck some 20-degree wind for a few minutes and watch what happens to you. You know? And I think that's where we were. Our defense held until they couldn't hold no more.
Yeah.
Um, Now I do feel like that there were some players on the sideline that could have made a difference, that could have helped turn things, but that ain't the way we went. We stayed with what we had. We tried to hold, and the hold didn't. The hold broke. Um, you know, I also noticed, at one point they were stacking the box, sending everybody, no safeties, and we were still running the ball. And you know, I know our quarterback was taking a whooping. He was playing both sides of the ball as a outside linebacker, free safety, and trying to be our quarterback in a game where he got hit more than he's ever been hit. Um, I mean, they were getting back there. They were getting to him. Look, it ain't no secret that our offense has struggled. You know what I'm saying? And we knew that there was a good chance that would catch up to us eventually. We knew that. It's been something they've been working on. Our defense has been the savior. Our defense usually plays more of the game than our offense does. I mean, it's just the way it is. Um, we've struggled with blocking and things like that all season long on the offense. Like it's just anybody that's been there and they've been watching, they know. They know. Now, those are things I'm not fixing to call out before we go play somebody. Like, not about to do it. That's y'all homework to do. But the season's over now, so I can say whatever I need to say. But I mean, that's something that that we knew eventually would catch up with us. Uh, and it happened to be at 20-degree weather when our defense said, "Hey, man, my insides got icicles." and,
Yeah.
and y'all ain't, and the offense ain't getting no touchdowns to warm my soul. I can't no more. Like, I mean, listen, congratulations to Wilson Prep. Hats off. Um, Enjoy this coming Friday. Hey, go out there and play with everything y'all got. And don't hold your head down. Um, Thank y'all for the bleachers. We filled them up. Um,
Y'all should
so
have.
we do appreciate those.
Y'all could have
Uh,
sat on their side.
we honestly could have. There was nobody over there. I think maybe 50 people.
Yeah,
Um, but
I saw a quick video that. I mean, I understand it's a newer school, but like, I mean, like, dang, I mean, you got a school in the area that's playing in the the fourth round of playoffs, and that's something that was really especially a home game. That's really strange to see, man. I guess like I said, they're still like I said, newer schools still building up that fan base, but
well,
that's crazy.
Here's the thing. This is a school where these kids have been playing together since 12, 14 U travel ball.
Yeah,
And they moved over there and started a football program at this school. So new football program for Wilson Pratt, yes. New football program altogether, no. So to not really have a
that's
fan
that's
base is kind of
that's
weird.
weird. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's kind of weird. Now I do know this is the first time they've had this many stands in their field because they were extremely mad that there was stuff to pick up after well over 500 people left our sidelines. Um, So they were extremely mad about that. And matter of fact, one of the guys out there that was picking up stuff on the field had quite a bit to say to one of our players about it. And I put my 2 cents in, and he got smart with me, and I just told him congratulations on finally having some fans in their stands. This is what happens sometimes. Um, but
Oh
I
Lord.
mean, no disrespect, but grown folks don't have no business addressing kids about things. I mean, that's uncalled for. That was a player. If you to be hollering at him, telling him to go practice his layups because that's all he's good for, and that y'all gonna be playing Tarboro and he gonna be sitting at the house like you a grown man as a child. Um, you know what I'm saying? So don't do that. And you were a staff member. Like, do better, bro. Um, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. We did lose, but I don't see it happen again in the foreseeable future.
Cool. Cool. Real quick. Once again, man, shout out to everyone in the chat for listening. Like I said, feel free to comment. Any questions? Shout out your school. Shout your shout your player if you're a parent. Um, please feel free to like, share the video, get much many eyes as this on these as possible, man. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So once again, man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support, man. Let's see,
Chris,
we got the Sean Carr in the conversation, man. He had a man these last couple weeks, man. During y'all playoff run, Deshaun has been one of the best two-way players. He's been making a ton of plays, man. So, man, congratulations to you on a great season, Deshaun, man. You would definitely he's a player, man.
hey, so Deshaun, tell her what I go ahead and put in the chat what I tell you every time I see you. Every time I see you. But what I was getting at when I said, regardless of what happened Friday, we're winners, it goes a lot about what you were talking about, Chris. Um, you know, the coaching staff that we have, what they've been able, to come in and accomplish with these boys. And they didn't come in and say, hey, what offense and defense have y'all been running? And let's do that. No, no, no. They came in with a whole different defensive scheme and offensive scheme than these boys had ever ran before. They implemented it. You know what I'm saying? And we went and played ball. Our kids learned so much more than football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these
Oh
these
yeah,
coaches have had their back. There's a lot of these kids that have been through hardships, and had family situations going on outside of football. And the football team. Yeah, that's right. Keep up the work, big dog. And I always tell them, stupid proud of you, boy. Like, that's what I always tell Deshaun. Like, that's what I tell her. Hey, keep working, big dog, and I'm stupid proud of you. Like, every time. But I mean, kids stepped up in a big way this season, man. And like
oh
I
yeah.
said, I'm stupid proud of him and several of them boys.
So on both sides, man. Both
No,
sides.
both sides.
Feel like he was always making a play, man.
Yep.
Always.
And that's what we got to do. I mean, you got to be looking for it. But back to what I was saying. Our guys, they got a family. You know what I'm saying? It's a different culture than what's been at Lakewood in a long time. Um, those boys love each other. They're a family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're always in the chat when something's going on. They say, "Hey, keep so and so in your prayers." You see the whole chat light up. Everybody's commenting. Hey, praying for whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they do that. I mean, they're out there praying together on the field before games, after games, with the other teams. I mean, they've been held accountable, and everybody's held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just certain kids held accountable and the rest of them can do what they want. No, they're all held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Accountability is something that is dispersed evenly from one player to the other. Coach Holt has taught them all to do the right thing, and there's consequences. You know what I'm saying? When they mess up, they know what the consequence is, and it doesn't matter who they are. It's the same consequence. Um, that's important because life is gonna hold us accountable.
Oh yeah.
When y'all hit the real world and y'all grown, y'all out there working your job, and you want to get silly and pop somebody in the mouth or jack somebody up in the break room or whatever. Nobody's boss cares what they said about your mama or nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You put your hands on somebody, you got to go. Or you bring something to work you ain't supposed to have there, you got to go. Do something you ain't supposed to do, and you got to answer for it. We're all adults, and we deal with it on a regular basis. Anybody that's not holding the kids out there to that standard is doing them a disservice. So I think the coaches for teaching our boys how to be accountable, and more than just football, but how to be young men. So at the end of the day, we win. We win because we got something beautiful going. And Magic's here, so we double win.
Hey, that's why. Hey, look, man, you beat you. Hey, look, you beat me to it, man. And I don't know how long he was in the weight. I just noticed he was in the weight room. I said, "Oh, damn, let me get Magic in here."
Yeah.
How's it going this evening, fellas?
We got
What's
the
up, bro?
Magic Man and the Magic Man. Now the show's starting. Now the show's starting.
No. Y'all had it. Y'all had it. I know it was in good hands. It was like State Farm, bro.
Oh
No, that's
Is it
man.
all
Allstate.
state? All state, my bad. Way to
Yes,
pick it up,
Allstate.
both of y'all. It's all the same. You know what I'm saying? All state, State Farm, they hand in hand. It don't matter.
It's all a ripoff.
No, State Farm has the jingle.
They gonna get you money.
Hey, but real quick, man. Any other comments on either one of our 1A games? If not, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and move on to 2A, where we had I said two more great games, man. First up, we'll talk about Whiteville. Whiteville defeated Kinston 48-21, and a game where man, the Wolfpack did exactly what they needed to do. Man, they jumped on them early. Like I said, that's why I said that was one of my keys to the game. Jump on them early, kind of knocked the wind out of them a little bit, and I mean they were up early, and they pretty much cruised for the rest of the game. Kinston were able to put a couple points on the board, but never really threatened the Wolfpack, so they handled business, did exactly what they need to do. So Whiteville will be or Wyville will be moving on to the Eastern Championship game. But fellas, any comments
I'm
on
stuck.
Wyville and Kinston?
Will Fisher. That's all I had to say.
Now, did y'all find any stats for this game?
Wyville does not post stats. Um, I'm looking at Kinston's right now. Let's see
I mean,
here.
I saw a couple of highlights, but I just kind of want to see who was doing doing the damage. I got to shout, dude on the defensive line, man, Dante Falk. was out there making plays again from that defensive lineman spot. I talked about him each week. We talk about Whiteville. I had to mention his name, man. Number 58 on the defensive line. Um, man, kid's a player, man. he definitely stands out.
Yeah, Kinston has not posted any stats yet either. So
Okay. Like I
So,
said, just going by the way the score was looking. Like I said, the Whiteville jumped on them early, and and just like I said, they pretty much cruised, man. So.
eh,
Uh, And I appreciate. Let me shout out Michael Pittman for keeping me updated on the scores of Friday night for Whiteville.
yeah, I've refrained from making this statement my entire life, and not because of Whiteville, but for other reasons. It read, but go Pat, go Pat.
hey, you better be glad
Like,
Joey Price ain't up here. He'll
like,
say it with a smile on his face. Eat your words.
hey, like I said, I ain't avoided that statement because of them. It's the other reasons it read, but
I know he don't
hey,
want to. He don't want to be confused with being a Moo U fan.
right.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. So
I'm
I'm
just
saying tonight though, just for them.
But any thoughts? Any thoughts or
I,
on Wavo and Kinston?
it's like I said last week, man. That the running backs that Waddle has and their front seven and the way they block for that quarterback and them running backs is unparalleled, man. They give this quarterback all times of time to do a 5-step or a 3-stop drop, and he has time to read through his progressions. It's rare that he checks down because he has the time, and then when you got Waddle has another receiver on the other side of Will Fisher that can get open too. But Will Fisher gets open regardless. He's 6'3", runs a 4.5, and has an outstanding vertical. And, he tops players every Friday night. And I look, y'all can say what y'all want to. Yes, I'm a big fan of this kid because this kid is a baller. He plays both sides of the ball. He plays
shot
DB
caller,
or
20-inch blade.
I
Oh,
mean,
They,
dude
they
is an
say
abs.
they say you glazing them.
Yep, I'm glazing him.
hey, y'all
Hey,
might as well call Brandon Krispy Kreme.
Uh
exactly. I
oh.
got that. I got the light on, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Hold on, Chris. Tell them don't be glazing. Who's supposed to do that?
Who's supposed to do it, Chris?
Huh?
Who's supposed to do it?
Who's supposed to do the glazing?
Hey, they ain't paying us yet, so I can't say it.
Oh
Hey,
man.
look. Throw a sponsorship our way, man. I'll hit you. I got an ad already made up for y'all.
Heck yeah, what? Because hey, call it what you want, but old buddy Will Fisher is like that, man. He got great parents. Um, his mom's always liking my stuff and commenting. His dad will, drop a like or and stuff like that as well, man. Hey, I just told him congratulations and lock in and get ready for this Friday. But whoever plays Wild next, you better be prepared because they can hit you from anywhere. And the defense is no slack either, man. I watched Kinston and Wallace play. Kinston gave Wallace everything they could. Wallace came out with that win, but I knew it was gonna be hard for Kinston to c- come out of the Legion Stadium with that dub. So that's my thoughts on the game right there. That's my glaze of the week. How about that?
Hmm. Hey, Brandon, what do we normally say over there? Hey, BB, what do we normally say over there? Backpack, backpack.
Oh yeah, bet.
I'm trying to tell you.
They bet. Hey, I'm telling you, Will Fisher and them boys. I know they ready for. I know they ready for this Friday. I know they got their boots strapped up. So, you know what I'm saying?
You better.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Here
go. Every
we
time you say that,
go.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, man. But nah, real talk. Shout out Kinston, man. Kinston had a outstanding season. Not a lot of people were talking about them at the beginning of the year. They always get classified as a basketball school, but Kinston had an outstanding year, and they only graduate 10 seniors.
Mm.
That quarterback's going to be back. Tyree Copper's going to be back, so they're going to definitely be a team that I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on throughout the off season and see us there and eager to see their improvement going into next season. Not sure, where they're going to end up, how these conferences and all this stuff is going to look. But like I said, Kinston, that's the team that's going to definitely need to keep an eye on next year. Only, like I said, only graduating 10 seniors. Any more thoughts on Kinston and Whiteville
Let's go,
or
Pack.
Wildville?
Hey, keep it hot. Keep it hot, Pat. Keep it hot.
Cool. Our next game, staying in the 2A East, we had Northeastern defeated James Keenan 46-28. And for this game, man, like I said, this was a game I was watching.
Mm.
Shout out to Mr. Greg Morris for live streaming that game. Really appreciate that. He's done that a lot this season. But uh, the game is, it started off a shootout, man, and I was talking to Brandon in the chat, and I was, they were going when both teams were kind of going back and forth, and that's Northeastern's game, man. They want to shoot out. And I was saying, man, James King's got to they got to get a stop on defense because this is their type of game. But you saw, but credit James Keenan. James Keenan was able to run the ball very effectively in the first half.
Mhm.
But as I talked about Coach Antonio Moore. Um, I said we talked about all these great coaches up here on the show before. He's another one. Him and his staff made some adjustments. I heard him talk about it in an interview he had with High School OT. They made some adjustments in the second half. Played a couple of their linemen both ways that they don't normally play to kind of help with that strong James Keenan running game, and they were able to make the plays and pull away. For James Keenan, this is where the game special teams, man, special teams, just some big special teams mistakes, giving up, letting some turnovers on kickoffs. Those really hurt, and just trying to deal with the Northeastern speed and that spread offense. They kept them honest. They mixed in the run and the pass very well. Um, and just kind of ran out of steam there in the second half. But no slight to James Keenan, man. They had a great season. Um, great fan base. They had shout out to the fans that took that long drive, man. They had a great group of fans there in the stands. It looked like, and like I said, nothing to be ashamed of, man. They had a great year, but like I said last week, man, I feel like this is Northeastern's year, man. I talked about Tarboro having their eyes wide open now that Mount Airy's out the picture. Hey, Northeastern feel the same way, man. The only three teams that have ended their season since 2000, what was it, 2017, 2016, Wallace, Reedsville, and Clinton. All three of them teams ain't around right now. So Northeastern's eyes are wide open, man. They've been knocking on that door for a really long time, and I know their fan base is really excited and really eager. And like I said, man, those athletes they got out up there, that coaching they got up there, it's hard to pick against them, especially now, man. So them being back in the Eastern Championship game definitely not a surprise to me. And they're a tough out, man. They're a tough team to beat, man. That we can sit there and talk about slowing down that offense all day, but doing it is another question, man. Because like I said, even on a cold night where everyone said they weren't going to be able to throw the ball, they still was making it happen, man. So shout out to Northeastern, man. I know it's a couple of their fans that have kind of popped in and out on the page lately. So and like I said, congratulations on the win, and once again, James Keenan, man, congratulations on the great season. Definitely nothing to hold your heads down about. But
Absolutely, man. They definitely threw the ball. Senior quarterback Travaris Jones, 11 of 13, 162 yards, one touchdown, one interception, and it was complemented with a rushing game of Tajay Simpson, 13 carries for 145 yards and three touchdowns, and uh, got about the Tyell Saunders, 7 carries for 73 yards and two touchdowns. So, um. I think the change in momentum of that game after James Keenan took the lead and then Northeastern scored and then they clicked their onside kick, that changed the whole aspect of the game right there. When Northeastern kicked the onside kick, got the ball back and took it down and took it downfield and they scored. That really changed. That was kind of them gut punching moments for them. They had the lead and then it got took and then they just couldn't do nothing with Northeastern the rest of the night, man. Sh- shout out to them screaming Eagles up there at Northeastern. And who they play next?
play Wattville. Play Wattville.
Wow. Oh,
They play
Wattville.
wobble, Jack.
tell you
Yeah.
what, them screaming Eagles, you better stay away from the ground because the Wolfpack don't play. That's all I gotta say.
Nah,
But
that's gonna be a good game, man.
oh, for
You,
sure,
you look at it last year. Last year they met in the third round, and that was a 17-14 game.
this gonna be a good
So
one.
they definitely one could argue.
And you know it's about to be packed. It's gonna be a packed house
Oh yeah,
in that game.
they travel. White Rivals fans they travel well, but
But
I was gonna say one could argue that Wyville did a better job defensively against Northeastern last year than Clinton did. You know, so I mean, like I said, I talked about those kids up front, man. Dante Falk, he's gonna be a big part of that game plan this coming week. That's the game where he kind of stood out to me last season. I know I saw him, make some plays against Clinton, but I remember watching uh, some replay of the playoff game against Northeastern, and he was, I mean, just a one man wrecking crew out there. So he's going to be a big point of emphasis this coming Friday night, man. If he could, help that pass rush out and play the run like he's been playing, man, he definitely gives Whiteville a great chance. So we'll talk
yeah,
more about that Wednesday when we do our preview show. But that's gonna be a really good game, man.
uh, yeah. I mean, Northeastern has a player on their team, Maurice Bowser, 9 tackles solo, and then there was 5 assists. Um, and then you had Noah Chatham. He's a senior as well. That's another thing. Northeastern is senior heavy too, man. They
Coach talked about they had 23 returning
yeah,
seniors, so so
it
they
probably
definitely got some solid experience on their side.
it, so if they're gonna do something, this will be the year because this will be the time. Northeastern has been doing their thing now for the past what 5 6 years.
A little bit. Like I said, I want to say since
I mean,
like the
strong.
like the 2016 season,
Yeah,
like I said, it's only three teams that beat them. You know, two of those times it was in the state championship game
Right.
against Reedsville. So they've been pretty solid for a while now, man. Just haven't been able to quite get over that hump. And I know, like I said, man, you looking at the look at who's left. Them Northeastern fans, they eyes wide open right now, man. They feel it
looking at
coming.
chops. They
they
looking at
feel it.
chops right
They feel
now.
it coming.
Mm.
Oh
But
man,
yeah, shout out to all the kids at JK though, man. Great group of young men. They have a lot of returning players and the guys they called up from JV that's been playing since the first round. So I see big things out of them next season. There's nothing to hang their hats on. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
They did end the streak at the dog pound this year. So and I mean they did it in the playoffs. I mean so
All right, Magic. Anything on Northeastern in Wyville or
Yeah,
Northeastern and James Keenan? My bad, Northeastern James
no,
Keenan.
like I just got to, got to have that piggyback moment, and when I seen J.K. had the lead out, I was feeling good. I was like, yo, them boys got it. You know what I'm saying? But then it was too early to call, and then like Brandon said, the special teams game just went. It just went. You know what I'm saying? It was in the handbasket. Then you messed up there, and then they go into halftime to come back, and then it feels like they pulled out all the stops on J.K. You know what I'm saying? And it was just hard from then on. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't take nothing away. Can't take nothing away from J.K. They made. You know what I'm saying? They made it to that fourth round. You know what I'm saying? Them kids have been playing hard all year long. You know what I'm saying? I'm still roll with them Tigers. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to get hung for nothing else ever, never again. It's not gonna happen.
Oh man, real quick, man. Before we move to 3A, man, once again, appreciate everyone checking us out, man. Be sure to like the video, share the video, comment any questions, anything you got in the chat there. Moving on to 3A. 3A. We didn't. This wasn't one of our games, but I gotta talk about 'cause this might be one of the biggest surprises for me in the East as far as results go. Jacksonville defeating Havelock 56-28. I did not.
What?
I didn't see that one coming, man. I didn't see that one coming. Um,
for
they played early in the season. It was a 7 point game. I knew Jacksonville could win because, like I said, they played a really good competitive game early on in the season, but uh, they were going back and forth, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be one of those games, man. This is gonna be one of those games where whoever got the ball last might end up with the W.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, you just saw Jacksonville just pull away. And to go there on the road at Havelock and do that, man, that's outstanding. The running back June, the one that's going to UNC, he must have got, like you said, he must have got wind of, them hiring Bill Belichick, and he wanna start off, put on a good, get a good impression going for him, because he was showing out, man. They got a ton of athletes. They had like I said, I mean, you got to be tough. You got to be a tough football team to go into Havelock in the playoffs and do do what they did in that second half. So man, shout out to Jacksonville. My cousin, Brandon, you met him, Corey.
yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me he was in my inbox. He was like, "Yeah, man, you better watch out for Jacksonville." I said, "Nah, nah, I definitely I'm keeping my eye on him, man." But I didn't see that happen, man. 56-28. Like I said, I felt it could go either way, but for them to jump on the way they jumped on them, whew. So shout out to
And that,
Jacksonville.
I mean, I know we don't cover them like that, Chris. But in that first meeting with Jacksonville, did Jacksonville have any players that were maybe hurt? Kind of like Lakewood, were they in and out on some players that may be
uh,
hurt? And
I'm not 100% sure. All I know is I was looking at their schedule, and I mean, I knew they were in the same conference. I knew they played. It was a 21-14, game the last time, and the way the game was going Friday night, I said, okay, they're going back and forth. It's going to be a 3.7 point win. Whoever wins, blah blah blah. I did a little refresh on Max Preps, looked at the score. I said, hold up, this. Let me double check this real quick. Went to check
yeah,
check Chris Miller from Jacksonville Daily News, his Twitter page. I was like, oh, okay. I saw it. I
yeah,
was like, okay, they ain't playing no games. So shout out to
yeah.
Jackson.
Hey, our slate basically just got turned upside down and rearranged
Man,
on the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
I was telling the wife, I said, well, the only games me, Brandon, and Brandon got right was Wattville. That's it. I said,
Pretty
Chris come in here oddballing like y'all boys better remember. Y'all
much.
better remember,
hey, look,
ball.
I like I told everybody else, man. We all got our opinions, and I mean, like I said, this show would be really, really boring if everybody just
hmm
picked the same teams every week. At least this way it breeds some type of debate or discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, man. Trust me. Everybody, we all right, man.
Look, man, Sean Pone doing my job, man. So yeah, both running backs had 200 plus rushing. Eric Griffin had 13 carries for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Demon June or I think
Yeah,
that's how you say
June.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
June had he
That's
had
USC
11
right there.
carries for he had 11 carries for 252 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the other senior running back, he only had 8 carries for 73 and a touchdown. So I mean the quarterback 6 for 10 for 117 yards. He had no touchdowns, but bruh, it's hard to beat a team that's got two backs with 200 yards.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And yeah,
Uh,
and it's funny we're going, and this is a perfect segue into our next game. But for all that, for all that, their prize that they win is a trip to 71st. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like you go on the road, knock off the number one seed, and what? Hey, Johnny, tell him what he's won. Oh, now you get a trip to fan. Now you get a trip to fan nine to take on 71st. Oh no,
Believe that.
hey, look,
Believe that.
look. Like I said, man, big ups to Jacksonville and what they did Friday night. But my thoughts and opinions remain the same when it comes to 71st. But we'll talk about that Wednesday.
Hey,
But
hey,
real quick,
Chris, you should have said, and tell them what they won, Sean. And tell them
uh,
what they won.
a trip to 71st. Whew.
And
That's
Sean
it.
said night night. Sean Pone
Yeah,
said
Hey,
hey,
night night.
Sean,
night,
Sean, tell him, night, night, pillow in a blanket.
we talked about look. We talked about Tarboro earlier in the show. We talked about a team like Weddington last week. When a team is just different, a team's different.
Yeah.
71st is different. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, speaking of 71st, handle business. The Cinderella run for Jace Rose is over. But shout out Jace Rose though, man. They came in there, they knocked off some good teams, but yeah, it was short lived, man. 71st handled business 48-7, advancing back. So now, like you said, thanks to Jacksonville knocking off Havelock, they get to host the Eastern Regional Championship game. And like I said, we'll talk more about it Wednesday night, but y'all already know where I'm going on that one. Now,
Yeah.
if somebody want to call me out for guaranteeing a 71st victory, call me out. Call me out because I'm guaranteed. let me let me stop
Stop.
before I
Stop.
jinx somebody.
Stop. Hey, stop.
Let's say
Stop it.
the announcer jinx. Yeah, let me stop before I jinx somebody, man. But nah, but shout out 71st team to handle business, man. They doing like I said, doing exactly what they need to do. Still playing with that. They want to get back to that state championship game, man. Um, I'll dip into the West real quick, man. I don't know
You
what the
better
hell.
talk about Monroe. Hold on. You better talk
Uh,
about Monroe and Shelby.
I wasn't. Nah, I was gonna talk about dang West Charlotte and Dudley
Oh
because I
yeah.
was like, man, what the hell happened there, man? Because
Dudley got
yeah, they was. I was like I said, I was looking up Dudley stuff early in the season, man. I think at one point they were 12 or 13 games in and had only allowed 15 points. So I was like, okay. And you know they're one of the fastest teams in the state because you know they got those. They had a couple of them kids are like state champions in 4A track, man. So you know they got a ton of speed. And see what West Charlotte did to them Friday night. I said, oh man, I did not see that one coming. But so you got West Charlotte and Hickory in the West. You got 71st and Jacksonville in the East. It might be. I'm thinking a rematch of the state championship game from last year. We'll see 71st and Hickory again, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what 71st wants.
yep.
They want Hickory.
Back in
Some
blood.
they want some get back from last week, man. So uh If ain't no one's got anything else on them, we'll go to our 4A game, man. We and I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at all y'all. Y'all sit up here and let me and all last week and let me say Huff wrong. I thought it was I was saying Hugh, wasn't I? I was saying Hugh.
We was all saying that. It won't just you.
Because I sat there and thought about it. I was like, hold on, damn. I've been
Hey,
saying
It's
bro,
Hove, right?
I
it's
can't
it's
help.
it's
I'm
it's,
half. You know, I'm
it's
I'm
Huff.
half. I'm like half from like you know what I'm saying. I'm like
This is
Chinese,
Backwood
Japanese.
Podcast. You
So
feel me?
everything
Hey,
is
look,
you know what I'm saying.
I'm mad. Where Chris Roy at? Because I'm mad at him because he sat up here. He follows the page. And he comments on stuff and everything. He sat up there and let us say it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at these idiots.
Yeah, I was sitting there and thought, I was like, hold up.
Hey, we backwoods though. We backwoods. We backwoods.
I was like, oh Lord, that's
Y'all and
that's
yonder.
that's Samson
Y'all
County.
yonder over there.
That's
Oh,
Samson
The
County.
Oberdar.
y'all
Samson County education, man.
It's Oberdar with a B. O-B.
Hey,
over
what you
there.
doing over yonder? What is you doing over yonder?
Ooh-wee.
Hey, still
Come
don't be
right here.
hey, still don't be my still don't be my guy from the Grit and Grind podcast, man. Instead of saying instead of saying Hoggard, down there in Wilmington, he says Hogard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, now man, shout to Sean and Daryl, man. Those guys do a great job, man. But
hey,
I ain't feel
Sean, you
too.
right about that. Hey, you right about that because I'm tired of looking at Roseville. I'm tired of looking at Roseville every time I pull my Facebook up. That's all I see is a Roseville, some kind of something on Facebook. Somebody running in from Roseville. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody
That's,
to roll on across them because
that's
I'm
gonna be
tired of looking at them on
Right.
Facebook.
well. That's another one where what do you get to win? What do you get as a prize for that one? You probably gonna get Weddington.
Mm, mm,
That
mm.
Grimsley and Huff Huff game. That was another good one, man. I think we talked about that one last week. I said based off what happened previously, I felt it was gonna be a 3-7 point game. And sure enough, Grimsley scored right there at the end. I think about 50 something seconds left in the game. Scored on the 4th and 6th pass play. Got wide open, man. It was
Wide open.
uh, wide open, and Huff had a chance to get downfield and take a couple shots to the end zone, but fortunately came up short, man. That was a great game, but
827.
uh, yeah, Grimsley gets Weddington, and of course we got Cardinal Gibbons and Roseville here in the East. But I mean,
That,
I think all eyes gonna be on that Weddington team, man. That's like I said, we talk about juggernauts. That team just different, man.
But they better just play Tupac when they come out. All eyes on me. Hey, that's all they need to play when they come through the tunnel.
bruh, that's gonna be a deep game. That's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah,
And shout out to Thomas Davis' son. Thomas Davis, the former Panther. His son plays for Weddington. Dude is a straight monster.
Hey, I want
He better be.
Steven, I want sleeping. I'm not like sleeping on Gibbons. I didn't say that. I was just you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like I'm tired of looking at Roseville stuff on Facebook. I think like my Facebook hears me talk and every time I get around to a reel, that's what it is. It's like 5 of them in a row and I'm like, can I see somebody else? Can I see somebody like swimming or something? Like a something? I mean, come on.
my thing is, man, talking to somebody else ain't necessarily sleeping. That's why I think a lot of people, get obviously Cardinal Gibbons is we a great pro. They're playing for Eastern Championship.
Oh, you
They
go preach
they
about
won
it now.
state
You don't see
championships, man.
nobody
Ain't
else.
nobody sleeping on them. But like I said, man, Weddington is just they different.
Big difference.
Oh
Them
man,
boys look like that. That team looks like a Division 1 program when they take the field.
I mean, you gotta think that basically is, man.
I mean,
Some of those big time 4A schools just just loaded with just. I mean, come on, man. We think just talking about Huff real quick. We talk about our guy Ethan Royal, man. Ethan Royal's got multiple Division One offers. He was second string. So on those big schools, man, you got second stringers with D1 offers. You know what I'm saying? They just it's just different, man. That level of football, man. Yeah, yeah, everybody's beatable. We talked
Yeah.
about it earlier. Everybody's beatable. Any given Friday night. Oh. But we're gonna go more in depth Wednesday night for our preview show. We'll do all the regional matchups in the East, and we may do one West. Depending on time, man. We got to kind of get caught up on basketball, man. We've been kind of neglecting the basketball results. I know we got a lot of the schools in Sampson and Duplin County are in action now, so we got to try to catch up on some of those results. For a Brandon for Union, y'all had a
A
now
sweep.
Miss I can't remember her first name. She had 30 the other night.
Oh, Z. Yeah. Z was just on another level. I mean, she came out, um, played a good Jones Senior team. She, I mean, what can I say, man? 30 is 30, and she shot it efficiently, man. I think she was like 10 for 11 for 2 point, and she was 11 for 12 from the free throw line, and she hit a three, if I'm not mistaken, or two threes. She was 2 or 3 from three. So I mean, now that we're starting to play our 1A teams, things are starting to come together. Whenever we get some full practices in, man, we got to get in shape and you know just get some practice in, and our girls will be fine. Um, Shout out to Coach Oates for scheduling, or whoever scheduled our schedule in the beginning. We played a bunch of 2A, 3A teams. So, and I know this ain't a basketball yet, but I just want to tell you what's going on real quick.
Now, like I said, because people been asking me, man, and like I said, I've been so focused on with the football and stuff. So we're gonna try to catch up with posting some of these basketball results and performances and stuff. Since all of our football teams have pretty much bowed out. I mean, like I said, we're going to continue to cover the rest. Like I said, we only got 2 rounds left, so we're going to continue to talk about these football games into the regional championship and the state championship, but start to try to mix some basketball in there as well. But and that's real quick. Since our 14 original football teams, their seasons are over with, so we're now going to start that whole process of going into our postseason, our awards, individual and team awards and stuff. And what we're looking for, man, of course, any nominations for Player of the Year. We want to get one nominee for each school. So whoever gets called, whoever gets named the most, that's what we're gonna go with. And of course, if a coach gives us, you know, we're going, coach kind of hold a little bit more weight. So, but we want to get one for each school that we cover. So we'll have all 14, and then we'll do a fan vote. Top four vote getters. We'll discuss amongst ourselves, and then we'll just kind of uh, choose for our player, and that's for our player of the year and our trench warrior of the year. So Trent nominate any outstanding offensive lineman. Like I said, one for each school. We'll do it like that, and we'll also start to kind of come together and get our Buck Sweet Sports all Buck Sweet Sports first team and second team together. So that's just some stuff that will be coming down the pipe. But for any confusion, man, it's only our 14 original teams now. So I know we moonlighted some teams on the side here and there since playoffs started. But if you look up top on the Busty Sports Facebook page, you'll see all the teams that we cover. It's gonna be those teams right there. So uh, f- for like folks like Whiteville or Trask or Pender, y'all like I say in the future we may make some changes and add some teams on, subtract some teams or whatever. But for these awards, man, we're just going with our 14 original teams. And
Uh, yeah, I'll reiterate that all the teams that you see on our Facebook page, uh, you know, North
Wallace,
Duplin,
Wallace,
yeah, like teams
Wallace,
that would,
East Duplin, James Keenan, Clinton, all the Sanford County schools, Duplin County schools. Then I think our outlier was we had Marlboro County, we had Red Springs, we had Western Guilford, and Southeast Raleigh were like our outlier teams. But and of course I didn't in East Blaine, East Blaine's up there too.
yeah, we just just to reiterate that, so no one comes up there and say, "Oh, you left our school out," but you talked about us a lot. Um, this
We
is
can give
just
him some
for
honorable mentions. We can just honorable mention.
but the original 14s were 14 teams is that's who we'll be choosing from because that's who we covered the most. That's the players that we know the most. And it's no slight to nobody. We're not intentionally leaving nobody out. Um, but like
Chris
Chris
did
said,
misspeak a little bit though. He did say all Duplin County schools.
oh
It's not
yeah,
all of them.
Oh yeah,
It
not
ain't all of
all
them.
of them. My bad. East Duplin, Wallace, and James Keenan. Those schools.
Yeah, yeah.
North Duplin was not one of
So,
our original schools, so
And won't be.
and won't be
nah,
absolutely.
that school in Calypso.
Yeah, the one with the crazy cat lady.
Okay.
Don't get me started, man.
Hey man, hey, next,
For real.
next.
Next thing you know, she'll be in the comment section crying.
Sean said, "Well, honor mention his whole team, their whole team,
Uh,
71st whole team."
for next year, of course, like I said, next year is a long way off. But we may be adding some teams in. Well, like I said, we'll all talk about it amongst ourselves, but we may switch some teams out, add some teams in. So uh, yeah, like I said, definitely 71st is one of those teams that because we want. I would like to have somebody in each classification. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
but man, that's pretty much all I got for tonight, fellas. Man, unless y'all got some anything else y'all want to talk about real quick.
Go Duke Blue Devils.
Man, I'm about to close. Gotta close this thing out, man.
Come on, yeah. Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag. Look, we need some of that NIL money up here on Buck Sweets Pocket. Hey, I hope this reaches Cooper Flag right now in time. You know what I'm saying?
And
Come
look,
on, Flag.
Um,
uh, make an
if this,
announcement, man. We're looking for two new co-hosts, preferably Carolina fans. So you can
Hey,
email
and
me at
hey,
bucksweetsportspodcast@gmail.com or find Chris
hey,
Harris
he
on
lying like a
Facebook.
rug. He lying.
Uh,
He lying like a rug. He
it's,
lying like a
it's,
rug.
it's about to be a lot of changes. About to be a lot of changes on the show. Um,
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If Chris pick y'all up, if he taking your application, I'm gonna give everybody smartphone and computer a virus. And when you go outside to get in your car, it'll be sitting on cinder blocks.
the first question on the application, first question during the interview process will be, um, which blue do you support? If you
And
if
I will be sitting in on this process. I mean, I don't
uh,
understand. Like, what's it
Ma-
mean?
Magic, you ain't we you HR is going to email you, man. So I can't really talk about it up here online. But HR, somebody from HR is going to be reaching out to you, man.
But then I'm just gonna make a phone call.
Nah, it's all. Nah,
Discrimination. Discrimination.
it's all.
Yep.
Nah, I'm just playing, man. Like I said, I wouldn't do this with anybody else, man. These guys up here, like I said, grade A certified, man. That's why I take it personally when people be coming at them. So so
That's it. Hey,
definitely
hey,
appreciate.
look, Chris, I did tell you though. I do tell you though. Look, all honesty, bro, I do pull for UNC. I do pull for
So
UNC. You know when I pull for
Magic,
UNC?
Magic,
Mute him. Mute
Magic,
him. Mute
Magic.
him.
I just gave you a compliment, and you gonna lie in my
I'm
face like
trying to
that, bro? Come
know. I'm
on, man.
seriously trying to tell you
You're
when I
not no
pull for
Duke fan.
UNC.
You're not
Brandon,
no Duke
hey,
fan.
BB. I know you listening, but do you hear this? Do you hear this?
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
I
Oh,
pull for
I hear it.
UNC when they losing.
I'm about to pull a
I,
what's his name from ESPN. This is blasphemy.
Uh, that's egregious. That's
This
egregious.
this is
See
egregious.
now Brandon's on me because he said I ain't a real Duke fan, but you know what I'm saying. I just said I pull for UNC when they losing.
Mute him. Mute him.
I pull for them when they
Whatever.
winning, losing, the whole thing.
Anyway,
But
anybody who
look,
follows
look,
us, anybody who follows
everybody can't be
us
perfect.
wants to
Brandon, you
donate a
can't talk. Your
dollar.
face ain't even up here. All it is the letter up there, bro. We done with you. Get off here.
You want to
Bye.
watch me? You want to watch me build a bed? You want to watch me build a bed like Bob the Builder in in this
Yes,
mud? Huh?
please. You got your
Is that,
construction
is that
hat
Good
what y'all
on.
save.
want
You
to
got your construction
Good
hat on.
save. Good save. Good save.
Hey, they watch me grocery shop. Why can't we watch you build something? You building it backwards. You building it backwards. That's
I
what
am?
UNC fans do. They build stuff backwards.
Now look, I got a supervisor. I can't build it backwards. Hold on. Where's she
Uh-oh.
at? Can y'all see it? Can y'all
We
see her
can't see
back there?
nothing. Nope.
She
Hold on.
probably doing all the work.
My super. Yeah, look, I'm down here on the floor. She up there in a chair. She doing all the work. That's why
Okay.
you like Duke. That's why you like Duke.
He just don't want to admit it.
Your wheels don't grind just right.
Good
That's
night,
why you
Brandon.
boy.
Put your B back on the screen. Good night, Brandon. Put your B back on the screen.
I'm a,
Thank you.
I'm gonna finish building this bed and listen to you lie about what teams you pull for and don't.
I know, all right, man. Yeah,
So
yeah.
look, now I got another one. Y'all hear that? Chop chop, man.
Yeah, Magic Man. That's just
I
another thing.
can't catch a break.
That's another thing. I got to go to HR, man. You had to lie. You ain't had to lie to me like that, man.
But we have something planned to give to the players though, man. This all first team and second team, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the play the is it gonna be player of the year? And then what's the
We
other
got
one?
we got a Player of the Year and Trench Warrior of the Year. Got to give some love to the offensive lineman, man. Offensive linemen do not get the recognition, and we want to make sure we show them some love. We've been doing Trench Warrior of the week every week for our games of the week throughout the season. So we want to do a Trench Warrior. We do a Trench Warrior of the Year. Last year, I was just covering Clinton. The Player of the Year ended up being Jaden Williams. The Trench Warrior of the Year ended up being Landon Pearson. So that's how we've been doing it. Like I said, Kamari Tank McNeil was our preseason Player of the Year, and we did that totally off a fan vote. You know what I'm saying? Uh, for for our postseason one, for this one, we're gonna do the fan vote, and like I said, we're just gonna take the top four, and then we deliberate amongst ourselves. Which I can see
Mm.
that's gonna be something else. But I may just let the fans hash it out because I don't know if we'll be able to come. I'm pretty sure we can come to a agreement on who's the
I
winner.
told you, I'm not gonna be in there. I just say,
Nah, everybody's gotta everyone's gotta have an equal part in this, man. But yeah, so
I got an
that's what we're
idea.
gonna do.
I got an idea, Chris.
What's
Why,
up?
Oh
why
man, here it goes.
the four players that are chosen for the final four of the selection, maybe we could get up with the coaches and let them deliberate amongst themselves.
That sounds good. I kind of like that.
Magic just don't want no Magic don't want nothing to do with it, man. Magic got PTSD from that list.
Bro.
I
I
Mm.
told
look,
you,
I
man,
was up here with like what was it, like the second week, third week, and I straight, bro, most wanted, bro. I felt like I was back in like the
well, look,
wild
I
wild
told
west.
you,
Like
man.
my poster was everywhere.
I told you, we're not gonna let you fail, man. We ain't gonna
Okay,
let
okay.
you look. And if when we come to the decision, it's gonna be a consensus. So,
Hey,
if someone doesn't like it, everybody's gonna get the blame. You
hey,
know.
hey, look, I love you. I love you. I love you, Chris. I promise I do. But I only hear the volume from a UNC fan, and y'all allow y'all's field goal kicker that year. You know what I'm saying? Like he failed too. He failed to kick a field goal. So you gonna let
Oh
me fall off?
man, come on, man.
No, I love you, Chris. No, I,
Hey,
I
look,
I understand. I know you
hey,
got my back. I know you got my back, B dog. I know you got my back.
hey, look,
So
we
who were how many trophies were there all together? You said
like I said, we got the first team and second team selection. So it's gonna be uh 24 on each, so that's 48, and then we got the two the Buckley Sports Player of the Year and the Trench Warrior of the Year. So that's 50 awards.
and we found some nice trophies for each player, man, for all 50 players. So
Yeah, I'm happy
uh
we could do something for them. So
Yeah.
we
we're
Hey,
gonna try
look.
to definitely gonna make that
While
happen.
while Brandon and Chris is talking about that, you know what I'm saying, for the viewers that watch us, you know what I'm saying. I mean, we do look for sponsorships for some of this stuff too. You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
We it ain't nothing going in our pocket. This is all for the kids. You know what I'm saying. None of that. You know what I'm saying. So if you know somebody that might want to help, you know what I'm saying, or something. I mean, Brandon has a Cash App, and I think Chris might have one. So it's all for the kids. These trophies are all for the kids. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Something for their highlight, something for their career. The when they walk in that house, they can say, "Hey, I got that buck sweet. I got that buck sweet sitting right there. It's sitting right there."
Yeah,
I mean they're really nice. I mean we found them online and
yeah. Those were nice.
um and I think they light up too, if I'm not
Oh dang,
mistaken.
oh
Yeah.
dang.
So if anybody that follows us, watches us, cares about the show, and if we could get each one of our followers just to donate $1, we
Yeah,
that would
dollar ain't hurt
be
you.
a dollar.
75 cents. I'm
How,
like
how
50
many
cent.
how
Hey, I
many
put
followers
change in
do
my
we
jar.
have?
Oh man, well on Facebook we are up to 2,693 followers on Facebook, Instagram. How many people follow the page on Instagram? Instagram, we got 1,185, and on Twitter or X, we're at 776 on X. So I mean, we got a
So
good amount of folks following us, man.
Hey, and
yeah.
I appreciate every sponsor. I mean, not every sponsor, but I appreciate
Every
everybody that
follow,
gets some. Why you shake your head, Brandon? He must say that means you can't talk. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that follows us. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, every
there
follow,
goes Brandon.
every like, every share. Like I said, man, like I said, we speak on some of the craziness and everything, but like I said, man, the love always outweighs all the hate. So
Right.
I mean, it could be your player getting an award. Who knows? I mean, like I said, even if every follower sends 50 cents to the cash out, that's still a substantial amount of money to go out there and buy these nice trophies for these kids, and just for their hard work
oh yeah,
and putting on a show for
Dedication.
y'all, the dedication and the show that they put on for y'all every Friday night. And I know y'all pay y'all $8, $8 to $10 to get into these games and everything like that. But I mean, we're not begging, we're just asking. So
That's
if
it.
if
like I
if you
said,
feel like,
well, it's gonna get handled. It's gonna get
oh
handled
yeah,
regardless. But
Yeah.
um, like I
we were
said,
just just wondering.
if you want to
The
support,
more we get, the more we can do, basically. So, there's trophies and stuff, but I mean, if we get extra, we make it throw together some merch to send
Yep.
out to some of the guys, stuff like that. So,
We might have to hand
whatever
deliver
is
these
there,
boys. We might have
it
to
goes
hand
to the
deliver
kids,
these.
and
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm
most
saying. So,
definitely. They will be hand delivered.
That's
Each trophy,
yeah.
each tro-
That'd be cool, man. That'd be
each
cool.
trophy.
Maybe get some photo ops when you hand deliver them, and maybe I'll try to make it home for that. That'd be something really cool to.
Hey, for sure. For sure. Hey, tacos,
Yes, sir.
steak. What we doing? What we doing, Chris, when you come down? What we
Hey, look,
doing?
man, you had me at tacos, man. What you talking about? Come on now, you know what it is.
Hey,
I'm gonna
I
cook a
mean,
hog.
we
Not the
can do like.
hog.
I mean, all the players who are selected, we could do like a little cookout. I'm down with that. If we can raise
Mr.
enough money,
Mr. Sutton said include a mailing address and a contact.
dang.
Hey, I'm for real though. If we can, if we could do something like that, man. Depending on what we get, I could throw a, I could get it. Well, Magic could probably get a hog too, but I can get a hog. Got a hog cooker. We can make it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure, Captain.
But if there's no help for nobody, like I said, the trophies are gonna get bought
Oh, no,
regardless.
they get
Yeah, that's for sure. We already talked about that.
as soon as Brandon showed them to me, I was like, yeah, we getting those. We getting
Yeah.
those.
But it will be nice to, like the camaraderie of all these different players in one setting. If not, that's fine too. But like I said, this won't be no trophy in the mail.
Oh,
If
we yeah.
if I have to, I'll deliver each one of them myself. I don't care
Nah,
where
you ain't
you
gonna
at.
do that. You ain't gonna do that. We gonna be with you.
Said road trip.
Or
Excellent.
Oh, for sure.
or we could just do a meetup, like a meetup somewhere at a Pizza Inn or a Pizza Hut or somewhere, and you'll be presented your trophy.
Hey, it
I
would
mean,
be cool if
it
we
should.
could touch base with the principals of where the school, like where the kids from, and find out when they're doing like an awards thing or any kind of banquet or something where there's gonna be a
Yeah,
lot of people and
athletic
just
banquets
show
and
up and
stuff.
do it right in the middle of it out of the blue.
Yep, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got something to say. I got something to say. This is from Buck Sweet Sports Podcast.
Like I said, it shouldn't be too. Like I said, get in contact with the coaches, and even if we have to go, school to school, and I mean, just as long as those kids are getting that, get that little recognition, man. Like I said, I don't know how well that would go. But one of y'all will probably have to take the one to Clinton because and,
I'll do that. I'll
yeah,
walk up in there like
Okay,
I
I
own
get
that
it.
mug. I was playing.
they got my
You get this.
they probably
You
got
get
my
this
face on the
L.
door or something. Man, but once again, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time, man. I appreciate everyone listening. Uh, like I said, please continue to like, share all the content. Join us again Wednesday night. We'll be breaking down these Eastern Regional Championship games.
Holy
Hopefully, I
shit.
could get my basketball notes together, get a little, some basketball updates, and just like I said, once again, man, well, everybody else done dropped out. Magic's still here, but appreciate you taking the time, man. Once again, shout out to HN Studios for sponsoring the video.
Trying to get my overtime pay.
Yo, trying to get that that negative stuff from HR off your record.
Oh,
That's
look,
all.
look, 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 look. Here it go, here it go, here it go. Look.
But nah, man. Once again, man, appreciate y'all. Hope everyone has a good rest of their evening. Uh, hopefully y'all join us Wednesday night. A lot to talk about, but once again, for Buck Sweet Sports Podcast, Chris Harris, Magic Gomez, uh, Brandon Maynard's background over there, and Brandon Blackwell still putting together a bed. Uh, appreciate appreciate y'all enjoy y'all appreciate y'all joining us, man. Y'all have a good rest of the night.